Hey, what's up you guys, it's Eli. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full get ready with me while I tell you all the tips and tricks. Today we're going to be doing a full get ready with me while I tell you all the tricks.
I better find your loving, I better find your heart, I bet if I give all my love, then nothing's gonna tear us apart.
Today I'm going to be doing a full get ready with me while I tell you all the tips and tricks I know on how to get your makeup to look like this. It's always important to moisturize your face, so first up I'm going to be using the Farmacy Honey Halo. I don't apply this any special way. I actually just got this and I really like it, especially now that it's like winter time and it's cold outside. It's really good underneath your makeup, and especially during winter time you need to be having something under your makeup to keep your skin moisturized. If not, it will be completely dried out. Your makeup is going to look insane. And drag it down to my neck, of course. Following this up with primer, this is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. It is actually really important to match your primers and your foundations. This, I believe, is water-based, so you would use a water-based foundation. So I have the NARS one. I also have the e.l.f. one. I'll probably use the e.l.f. one, so I should be using the e.l.f. version of this primer, but just because this is already in my hand, I'll use this one. Couple pumps, nothing too crazy. Of course, mix up in your hands first. And I've actually gotten into pressing it into my skin instead of rubbing it in, and then it gets that like bounce. Once that's nice and pressed in and your face is really tacky, it's time for your foundation. So again, I'm gonna use e.l.f. since this is the winter time. I like to wear a darker foundation. I know. I like to wear a darker foundation because then once I add in my concealer everywhere it needs to go, it looks more my skin tone, whereas if I was to put a one that was closer to my skin tone, and then I add all of my concealer and stuff, it actually makes me look lighter. I don't really know how to really explain that, but we're gonna go with this e.l.f. one. If you need help learning how to shade match, I have a whole video on my YouTube and it's also on my TikTok. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I love this foundation. I do apply it directly to my face. I don't recommend other people to do that, but I do. Then I'm just gonna take any beauty blender. I don't wet my beauty blenders anymore. I think I was just wetting them because other people told me to. I don't know if it really makes a difference. If you're not using a beauty blender that's like really hard, it should be fine. If you wanted to use a brush instead of a beauty blender, this is the e.l.f. Buffing Foundation. And anytime I use a brush, I just swirl instead of pat. Between every single step of my makeup routine, I like to put the Morphe Continuous Prep and Set just so my skin doesn't get dry and all of my steps blend together really nicely. Next up, I'm going to do my brows. So I actually just got these brow products from Urban Decay. If you want a review on them, it's already posted on my TikTok. Side, I'm going to go in and create my brow shape. Mostly just following my natural brow shape that's already there. Done with that, I like to go in with the felt tip side and kind of create the front of my brow. And I'm also going to fill in my tail part where it's just a little on the thinner side. Now they look absolutely insane. I already know. You're going to take a spoolie and you're going to comb these out. And they'll start to look better at this step, I promise. And so now we're going to actually clean them up. I personally don't like concealer brows, so I always go in with foundation. And for this, I'm going to go in with my NARS one. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I'm just going to put a little on the back of my hand. And then I'm using the entire Glitz and Glam brush set. So this is just a angled brush. Pat off any excess and then go right over my brow. And go in one good clean sweep. And then underneath, same vibe. So now that my brows look a little more sisterly, we're gonna go in with the next step in my routine, which is concealer. I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario one. This is the shade 380, and I'm gonna apply my concealer in like the regular concealer spots. So I'm gonna start on the side of my nose and create a little triangle, and then I like to extend from the outer corner of my eye up towards my eyebrow tail. Then right here on the sides, and that's about it. If you want to, like if you really want to go all out, which I guess I'll do for the video, I like to blend all the way out and a little bit further in with my concealer. The more concealer you put, the more full glam it looks, in my opinion. Again, we're going with the Morphe. Ever seen any of my TikToks, you know. Got a fan during this step. This isn't important, this isn't mandatory. I just like how this helps my concealer dry down, because you don't really want to blend your concealer while it's still wet. So give that a good little fan, and now we're ready to blend. Still using the Glamour brushes. I like to get one with an angle like this, and I'll spray it with the same Morphe continuous set before I go in and blend my concealer away. So when blending my concealer, I don't like to touch it too much, so I'll come in and bring these corners together and try to just do like a light pat to set the rest. So bring this outer corner together at this part of my eye, and we'll just drag this edge out just a little. And I like to drag this outer corner out closer to the edge of my face. Blend this out and then down. And then just blend this out in no particular fashion down here. Have any extra on this part of your eye right here, I just blend it up into the inner corner of my eye. Milani blush. I'm pretty sure this is in the shade Merlot Moment. That one's my favorite, but I did take the label off, so I'm just assuming that's what it is. I'm going to take a nice dense brush like this, pat into it a couple times, pat it off in the back of your hand. If you're going to use a liquid blush, especially like a Juvia's Place, pat it on the back of your hand before you put it on your face. Don't be like me and put any type of liquid blush straight onto your face. Even this cream blush, I wouldn't do it, girl. And then right onto my face. She's so cute. You can bring it up to right above your eyebrows, just to give yourself some more color. And then I go over my nose, but I do that after I do my nose contour, so let's move on to that. Sticking with my cream products first, this is the LYS contour stick. Really like this. It does dry down fast. It does. But we're just gonna put that here, here, down here, down here, a little on your forehead if you want. And then I don't use this for my nose because it's just a little too much for my nose personally. Using the same brush that I use for my blush, we're gonna blend that out. Starting with this down here because I feel like it can quickly look insane if you don't get to it. Then for my cheeks, this is important. I like to start at the edge and I'm like pressing and pushing up. You don't want to drag this down because it can make your face look really like bleh. You always want your products to go up to give you a lift. So pat and drag up at the same time, and it's blending and lifting. Forehead, I kind of just pat. Here you can drag down because it's just your forehead. I'm really not a makeup on the forehead kind of girl. I really don't care how the makeup on my forehead looks most of the time. So teeny tiny. And we're gonna go in with my Makeup Revolution. It is broken, so I'm not gonna show it to you. but this is also very, very pigmented. I don't know if it got more pigmented when I dropped it, but she's pigmented, girl. So I dip in and I pat the excess off on the lid, because this is like the one thing I do not want looking crazy on my face, because now we're gonna do my nose. I'm not a heavy contour on the nose type of girl, so we're gonna do this really lightly. You're gonna go on the top of your nose, not the sides, the top. If you go on the sides of your nose, it will look bigger, and you want your nose to look smaller. Me, not necessarily. I just like my nose to have some type of like shape, and it doesn't look so flat in comparison to the rest of my face. But you're going to go right on top. And if you're really not confident, you can always make your whole nose bridge dark and then go back in with concealer to give it the shape that you want. I'm not gonna do that. If you want me to show you how to do that though, I'll make a separate video for it, a much shorter video for it. Perfect. We're gonna take a puff with no powder on it and press right into my under eye. The other parts of your face that has concealer, I usually do my chin. I just realized I skipped it today. We're gonna go with the powder. I like the e.l.f. HD powder. Pretty sure this is translucent, soft luminous, but this is one of my favorite powders, and it also does have like, ooh, it also has a little bit of shimmer in it, which I just think is cute under your eye. So I'm gonna tap the tiniest bit into the lid. I do mean like the tiniest bit. You're gonna shake it so it's really even on the lid. Press it into the puff. Again, dab on the back of your hand, and then go right on under, and I press this right in. Does it for me. I don't know why I really like this step. What I do. A little bit more for my other eye. And the reason why you want to shake it is so even when it's on the puff, it's spread out really evenly. And then you can see all this extra. Way too much. So give it a couple of dabs until it looks like this. And then presser on it. For this, I usually go over with this soft luminous, and then I have this mini Charlotte Tilbury. If I can open it, mini Charlotte Tilbury, and I'll go over that on these little areas too. Not so much under my under eye, because I like the like soft luminous look. Where under my cheeks, I kind of just want it to look sculpted. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to try new products today, but I kind of don't, but I kind of do. But I kind of do. Okay, so for a newbie, we're gonna do one size. This is the one size. Oh, this is the One Size Beauty Cheek Clapper. It is a blush trio. Okay, one size. Wait, I like this. Okay, I wish I would have used the cream blush that's in here. We'll still use it. I'm gonna mix their cream blush and this powder one. And you know what? That's what I get for neglecting my own rule about patting it on the back of your hand first. Oh my goodness. Okay. Keep a little beauty blender with a little bit of your foundation and just go over that. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. once again, just what's left over, and put it on these parts specifically, and put it right here where I'm trying to blend those two together. We're almost done, girl. I'm gonna do a quick eye look. If you want to see that, I might post it separately. So I'm starting with this probably eyeliner. I'm gonna go over that with this Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm gonna take a different round brush with some foundation on it. And now it is finally time for our final spray. My makeup look. I hope this tutorial was really helpful. If it was, please let me know. If it wasn't, please don't tell me. And I will see you guys in my next tutorial.
I bet if I your heart, I bet if I give all my love, then nothing's gonna tear us apart.